Well, hello. This is Unplugged for mb04 2026, and it's Tuesday, the 9th of June. A bit of a Beano back to Bristol. I can't remember the last time I was in Bristol. Was it 2022 or 2023? I don't know, but I thought, why not go in summer? Unfortunately, the weather. It may be June, but it's still raining. It's quite cool out. It's blowing a gale. It's rubbish. Anyway, if you haven't seen these Unplugged before, they are rubbish, really. Badly lit, a bad sound. Just when I feel like it, my thoughts, my passions, my drunken rages. Although I can't actually rage a lot, I tend to go to sleep. Anyway, so here's the plan. Next stop will be Bristol train station, Newport train station, then Bristol Temple Meads. Check into the Ibis. Well, I've already checked in online, so that's not too much of a problem, to be perfectly honest. And then is it the Knights Templar? Spoons by Bristol Temple Meads, and then down to Bedminster. And then I have no idea after that, to be perfectly honest, apart from obviously complaining about the weather. So, I'll see you in a little while. Bye bye. I'm parked up for Newport Station. Not as close as I'd like to be, but closer than I have before. And I can remember trying to do this. I can't remember when, but it was so dark. All you could hear was just me. You couldn't see anything else. However, this is June, and the rain has mostly stopped, although it looks a bit showery. Anyway, my train apparently on time, so the 7 tunnel is open, and I'm going from platform 3. I can remember doing this before where they swapped the platforms over, which is no fun at all. Anyway, as usual, I am far too early, so I am just watching the world go by. There's a lot to be said for that. It's Bedminster Station, and it's sunny now, although it has hammered down and I got soaked. But Bedminster Spoons, Richard something or other, really rather good. I like it a lot. Selection of beers, not so much. Anyway, back into the centre. More fine ales. Day 1. The end of day 1, mb04 2026. A slightly new parking spot. A 158. A refurbished 158. And the Knights Templar, the Spoons by Temple Meads. It still has really, really slow Wi-Fi. And then I jumped on a train to Bedminster and it hammered down. Really hammered down. You know. But it was a great Spoons. And I got there earlier than I thought. And I ordered a pint of beer and she said, not for another 10 minutes. She was extremely polite. Really, really polite. And then jumped back on the train and the King's Head. Not far from Tesco's. What a cracking pub it is. Good chemistry. Very good. Heritage pub. An award for the second heritage pub in Bristol. 5 cask, 5 keg, cheese and onion rolls, spring onion crisps, beef and onion crisps. It was all rather wonderful, apart from no Wi-Fi. However, 3 came through, no 5G, but the 4G was like, you wouldn't notice the difference. And now I've checked in. I've got a table. Tables aren't really big enough. I need a desk, you know. However, the sun is out. It may be a bit blowy, but it's been a great day. This is what beanoing is all about. And there's been some quality beanoing going on. And the problem is, when your name is Nash, that could be your first or surname. Who would have thought? Anyway, it was a good time. And tomorrow, virtual breakfast. And I'm thinking the Barley Mow in the afternoon. I might just collapse. Who knows? Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. It is about 5:25, Wednesday the 10th of June 2025, and I think I might have caught just a hint of the sun. So, Unplugged, day 2, in the Ibis, near Temple Meads Station. I have to say, it might not be the cheapest, but it has a lot of advantages. It's like 5 minutes away from the station. It's 5 minutes away from the Knights Templar spoons. It's central. The rooms are nice, but they have tables instead of desks, which I think Premier Inn have gone for in their new Premier Pro rooms, which I don't like. I like a big desk. I don't like swapping things around. Um, the room reminds me of an old Novotel room. Um, the plugs are all over the place. The shower's nice though. But I can't work out how to put the plug down in the sink. I might ask them later. Usually there's a thing underneath that well, there isn't one. And the big thing, the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is free. You just stick your name and your room number in, and it doesn't seem to have a limit on devices so far. And it's about 70 up and down symmetrical, which is kind of wonderful. So, well, yeah, coffee. Although there's a kettle, electric, but the plug is on the bottom of the wall. I don't know. This is my own titanium. Certainly is hot. So the plan for today, do all the junk, um, kick out the stuff from last night, the videos and things. I think starting the Knights Templar just for a couple of coffees, then over to the commercial rooms for the team virtual breakfast. That's 10 o'clock. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm not quite sure. Either Left-Handed Giants Tap Room or the Barley Mow. Probably the Barley Mow, actually. But when you're having a quality Beano, you can just make your mind up. And that's what I will be doing. Anyway, there could be some more picture-in-picture videos as the day goes on. See you tonight. Bye-bye. Such a day. You get 100 extra points on your loyalty account if you don't have the room cleaned. Money for nothing, to be perfectly honest. It's like you can leave all your tech, I was going to say junk, but tech out, and it's still here when you come back. 100 extra points. I don't know what that is. Probably not very much, but you know, that sort of thing. Anyway, lots of coffee in the Knights Templar. Then the commercial rooms. When I met this guy, I think he was lonely because he just wanted to tell me about how good the commercial rooms was. And it is. It is exceptional. And they have real gas lighting. Only four. And I believe, because this is what this guy told me, because of a preservation order. And then a work team virtual breakfast over WhatsApp. There's a huge amount of bandwidth available to the punters in the commercial room. However, the Knights Templars still on the old cloud Wi-Fi, and it's slow as slow can be, to be perfectly honest. If I was planning on going there, I wouldn't, because slow. Anyway, the virtual breakfast was great. If somewhat you need a headset or you need noise cancelling earbuds, but it was wonderful. And I work with some great people, really great people. Anyway, after that, Tesco's, and then dumped my food off in the Ibis, and then the Barley Mow, where they had some wonderful beers and really good Wi-Fi, symmetrical Wi-Fi. I think a lot of that's to do with the fact that this used to be a sort of, I think it was Telly West, but cable area where you had the same up and down. Hello, BT. Symmetrical is the way forward. If you can manage it, please. Probably not. Anyway, yeah. Who's Dave? Who's on the train? I think it was a Berlin Weiss, blackberry, raspberry, and grape. This is the sort of thing that you need on a Beano. Anyway, I'm thinking tomorrow I need wings. I definitely need wings. And air raid shelter tour. And I saw it in operation, and the guy had a British tin hat on. Oh, yes. Gonna come back. Gonna enjoy myself. Gonna go to all the places I haven't been this time. Maybe even on a air raid shelter tour. See you in the morning. Thursday. Thursday, the 11th of June, day 3, mb04 2026. And the time, this is the problem with quality Beanos, the time is just disappearing. I think it's because you're doing new things every day. I mean, yesterday was the virtual team breakfast. That really worked. Here's some tips for it. I probably wouldn't do it on my phone, probably would do it on my iPad mini, if for no other reason than better battery and a wider screen. Always wear cans, whether, over the years or in the years or whatever, and try and not have music on in the background. Apart from that, lots of bandwidth. Coffee from the Ibis. I had the Spoons Wi-Fi yesterday and it was working really well. I think it was about 100 and something up and 90 something. I don't know. I took a picture of the screenshot. Yeah. And the Barley Mow. Great. So the plan for today is a bit like yesterday to start. Knights Templar, commercial rooms. There's some spaces out the back, so I'm going to have a little look at those. And then in the afternoon, Little Martha and Unwins. I found those yesterday. They are just like 100 meters, 100 yards away from the Ibis. I wouldn't say everything's compact, but pretty compact, which really works for me. Weather forecast is a bit meh. In fact, the best day is tomorrow when I go back. Yeah, I'm happy. It works. Yeah. Although when I get back, I think we're going to start another heat wave. which will be just as well because washing. Anyway, see you in a little while. Like tonight, maybe, or from Little Martha or Unwins. Summer in the city. Mostly wind and rain. And more rain than wind, to be perfectly honest. However, the Knights Templar, good for coffee. Not so good for bandwidth, but good for coffee. The commercial rooms in the back, great for bandwidth and more expensive. Although open until 1 o'clock in the morning, it's good. Anyway, so the afternoon post 12 o'clock, Little Martha's. There's a rabbit involved in the name. Great beers, great Wi-Fi, great people, nice toilets. I need to go back there. Really good. Really, really good. And like about 2.5 inches away from the Ibis, slightly more, but you know what I'm talking about. And over bar one, Unwins, didn't open until 4 o'clock. I don't even hear the wind outside. It's blowing like a blowy thing. Their beers. Wow. They're still waiting for Wi-Fi. They're digging up the road outside. They think fiber's going in. That's a great place as well. Put it on the list of let's go back to Unwins, possibly later in the week when they open earlier. They are no, I think it's Arno. An Italian style Pilsner tuned up to 12. You know, not just 11, 12. Really, really good. I enjoyed it a lot. And in politics, there's a hell of a lot going on. Anyway, here's my plan for tomorrow. I think at the moment could change by the next time you watch one of these. Um, have breakfast in the Knights Templar, catch the train, then I'm home. Will that work? I'm thinking it will. I'm thinking a full English with black pudding and extra butter. What a quality beano this has been. Comments. The very last of Unplugged for mb04 2026, and it's Friday the 12th of June. I think the weather forecast is slightly better today, if not slightly warmer. Yesterday's weather was, it's a good job I took my smock. It rained a lot and it was blowing a gale and it was nothing like June anyway. Or, well, actually, instant cappuccino from Lidl's. Aldi. So, as I said yesterday, two new breweries, Little Martha and Unwins, both great, both on the return list. Bit of an issue with the Daily Tech News Show live. And this is where I just find it great. Like, going to Overcast, being deleted by the publisher. Usually there by now. Goes on to Discord. There was a post there from Tom Merritt. Replied to the post. A couple of minutes later, he's in Salt Lake City for Nerdtacular. Yeah, we had a bit of a problem. Posted the wrong one. The new one will be up soon. He's halfway across the world, and it's that conversation. And this is what podcasting is all about. It's about community. It's about you can talk to these people. These aren't people who are just in America who you can't talk to. These aren't people. What anyway? So, titanium, by the way. Yeah, fantasy football started. I started really well with my Mexican defender being on the bench. Chiefy Page is top. He actually put the same team in twice, so he's top twice. But there you go. I'm looking forward to the whole thing. It is really good. I mean, this is what it's all about. So, there might be some transfers being done later on today, before match day 2, I think. Yeah. So I was debating whether to go over to the Knights Templar and have a breakfast over there. I'm still not sure. My train leaves just before 9, I think. I will check that. I'm on an anytime return anyway, so get home, do the washing, might put it out on the line, depends on the weather. But yeah, it's gone. It was here. It was excellent. And I suppose the next one now is the Daily Tech News show meetup in London. And Mr. Blytheman might be coming up the day before, so there could be a bit of tippling with him. Yeah. Anyway, if you got this far, thank you very much. I appreciate that because I do talk a whole lot of nonsense. Bye bye.